We're talking to Mr. Caine, Mr. Kenneth Caine, who is the coordinator of the Nashville Black Covenant Coalition. I'm sorry about that. You know, we've been stumbling through this all evening, but I think
NBCC.
NBCC.
Yeah.
Okay, Nashville Black Covenant Coalition, and this is a group of individuals that have come together in an effort to try to deal with some of the real economic and social ills that are facing many young African-American men today. Not only African-American men, but more than not African-American men. And so let's give you an opportunity to make some other statements in reference to some of those individuals you're trying to serve.
Well, as I said, it comes out of my spiritual center. I believe people of faith have a responsibility, and so issues that we're trying to deal with, as I said, with people with the felonies, but also understanding the terrible economic conditions people are having to live through. Despite what they say about the average unemployment rate, you know, as you know, in our communities, when they have a recession, we have a depression, right? And so that's continuing, but it's getting worse. And of course, now the violence and the drug scene. And so we understand that something structurally must be done. We understand that the whole Holocaust of slavery, those years, 400 years, have done great economic and social damage to us as a people. And so we want to try to find a way to begin to address these issues in a very intelligent way. You know, we can all march on the school board. You know. Most of our issues are rooted in money. Like, for instance, here in Nashville, some people don't have books in schools. It's a money thing.
That's the money.
And so we are sponsoring a conference in November 11th through the 13th of November. A group called Cobra is coming into town to talk about restitution and reparations. You know, how do we help America to deal with its historical debts that have yet to be paid? That has to be on the table, I believe, because we're in such dire straits. Our people are so hungry right now. They are losing their homes. So we must address the economic issue from a more structural, you know, standpoint. Also on the agenda for our conference on next month at Tennessee State University, by the way, we're going to try to address our whole HBCUs across the country. We know that they've been under attack for some time.
Not really finance.
Not really finance. Again, economics. And so, you know, we're excited about this. We have Dr. Al-Hadi is going to give a piece about the whole HBCU experience and our economic dilemmas that we're facing. As is Fisk is facing, you know, difficulty. You know, many of our schools are facing difficulty.
Same, okay.
And yet these schools have educated, from what I'm told, the majority of the educated class in America. You know, and so we want to continue those legacies of our HBCU. We must reclaim them, okay, and help them to grow and flourish, you know. So.
And so all of these, so this conference is November the 11th through the 13th.
That's correct.
At Tennessee State University, and you've got people from all over the nation coming here in order to address some of the issues that we're dealing with now.
Certainly from the southwestern
parts of the United States to address these issues, and all of them find. And so this is a general issue all over the United States. When we talk about felony arrest and felony disfranchisement and parole systems and the whole thing, I would imagine that has something to do with it too, because
it does.
Not reincarnation. Incarceration, incarceration. That would, I would imagine that would also be an issue as well.
Yes, of course, because so many of the people who have done their time attend our churches. You know, they work in our communities or trying to work in our communities. They are free. You know, they've done their time. Whether or not they were guilty or not is another issue. But they're free and they're willing to work, want their lives back, want to be to, want their piece of the pie of the American dream, and yet they're locked out. And so this is the issue not just for black people, but for the American democratic process, where we're going as a country.